Today I'd like to kind of reflect on the idea of patience, and really kind of understanding how we need to have a greater understanding of God's plan in our lives. Currently, the issue that I'm facing is dealing with my new apartment. And my new apartment complex is in Kansas City, downtown Kansas City. And right now I live in Lawrence, Kansas. And I'm trying to get moved, and I've got, today is the 15th of July, so I've got 15 days, 2 weeks basically, left on my lease. In 2 weeks I'm going to be homeless. It's really kind of a scary thought. This new apartment complex is taking forever to get things approved. I'm entering the sixth week of my application process now, and they're still not any closer than they were back then. So it's really starting to freak me out. As I talked to my roommate just a little bit, or my future roommate, we're not roommates just yet, but about this, he was so good to remind me of the need for for patience with God's plan in all of this. He said for himself that it seemed like he had to say, well, maybe this is God saying, I need to make sure that I have a really good job before I move. For me, maybe it's I need to really focus on patience. I need to learn more patience. And that could be totally true. God has seen fit to give me two wonderful part-time teaching positions at in the Catholic school system in Kansas City. He's matched me up with a wonderful friend to be roommates with. Really guided a lot of things, and typically I like to have things, all my ducks in a row, but maybe this chance to accept God's interference in my life is maybe something that I need to learn about myself, that maybe it wasn't the right time for me to move there, maybe it is the right time, but I just need to put more trust and more faith in His plan than my do-it-myself attitude, which could be totally true. For those of you that know me pretty well, my favorite book of the Old Testament is the book of Job. And for those that aren't aware, just kind of tell the story a little bit. Job was a God-fearing man that was devout as the day was long. And Satan goes to God and makes a bet with him and says, if I can get Job to change his mind about you, then you should let me rule. And God's like, you know what? I'll be willing to take that bet, because Job will never change his mind. He is my most devout servant. And so if you do not change his mind, you're going to be confined to hell for all eternity. So the devil's like, well, I've got nothing to lose. I'm already in hell, so, let's give it a shot. So he does everything he can to piss Job off. I mean, he throws hurricanes, he destroys his house, he sends famine and disease to destroy his family and his crops. Basically leaves Job with nothing. I mean, Job was having a pretty good life. And if you know anything about Jewish understanding of God's benevolence, the Jews believed that if you were well off, meaning that you had a lot of material goods, that you were blessed by God, which still can be true today. But when Job loses everything, it's kind of, normally a Jew would think, God has forsaken me. What have I done to deserve all of this? Why are you punishing me? I didn't do anything wrong. And so the normal reaction would be that he would lose faith. But Job doesn't react that way. Job knows that no matter what, that God will always reward his being steadfast in his faith. And sure, it might not be happening right then, but eventually it will. So Job, he falls to his knees and he screams out to the heavens, why are you doing this to me? Why are you causing me so much pain and suffering? And then he says, I don't understand it, but it's your plan. It's in your hands, and I'm going to give it to you and let you take care of it. Satan was defeated. It was at that moment when Job said, I'm not going to worry about it. God will take care of me no matter what. It was in that moment when Satan was defeated. It wasn't that he went out and tried to find a job. It wasn't that he went out and tried to rebuild his farm, to rebuild his family, to rebuild his servants. It wasn't that he tried to do it on his own. It was God has all of this under control. That's when Satan was defeated. So in my own reflections for my own life, I have to say, this is the point at which Satan is acting very actively in my life and is trying to force me to abandon my hope. But I'm not going to do that. The principal from my new job said, I hope everything works out. No, I know it will work out. It will. And that's the understanding that I have to have of this situation is it will work out. And God is going to see it through to the end. Because God won't leave his servant wanting. As long as we continue to walk back towards him, he will continue to walk towards us and give us all the help that we need and that we ask for. So I guess my yearning right now is for patience and understanding. For those of you out there dealing with the same issue, be assured of my prayers and well wishes. If anybody has any suggestions as to a topic they'd like to hear, please write me an email, text message, anything, and I'll be glad to kind of reflect on it. But until next time, this has been another episode of In Craig's Corner, and have a great day.